The Hunt Mega Edition is done, and it appears to have been a colossal disaster on Roblox's end. As we all know, The Hunt 2 was another one of those Dev Hunt badge collecting events, but this time with a side tourney that had a $1 million prize for one winner at the end. The top 10 tournament finalists were sent off to Roblox's HQ to compete for that massive prize during a big production livestream. The grand prize added at least $1 million to the event's budget, and the stream's cost definitely added to that a lot too, making this likely the most expensive event ever. I highly doubt any event ever cost $1 million on its own, so adding that to the budget itself probably made The Hunt 2 cost more than anything that has come before it. Because of that, I want to go over The Hunt 2 from Roblox's perspective and how I think the company feels about its performance, because it's not looking good. With it having the highest stakes ever and probably the biggest budget ever, Roblox needed it to perform big time to make it profitable, or at least a loss leader. Roblox either needed to make a ton of money to recoup costs or attract enough new users and or investors for monetary losses to be acceptable. Unfortunately for them, based on every analytic I've seen, The Hunt 2 appears to be a massive failure, nowhere near worth its $1 million plus budget. First off, let's compare the Hunt 1's lobby's visits and the Hunt 2's lobby visits and see how they stacked up against each other in their first weeks. According to Rollimons, the Hunt 1's lobby received 163,234,409 visits in its first week, an incredibly high number for what was a pretty bad event. The Hunt 2 lobby, a much more positively received event with higher stakes, did not reach that mark, as it got 138,315,040 visits in its first week. Despite Mega Edition having a simpler, more engaging format and a massive $1 million incentive, it received nearly 25 million less visits during peak visit week. The Hunt 1 did have some advantages, like it being the first real event in 4 years, but you'd think the Hunt 2's major incentive alone would have made it more popular. Instead, what we've seen here is a huge fall off in visits, the key indicator to an event's overall popularity and interest on the platform. Despite having a budget probably $1 million higher than any other event, The Hunt 2 saw a 15% decrease in overall visits compared to its predecessor. With so much more money involved, you'd want to see a substantial increase in platform visits, but instead there was a massive decrease. Even the item sales did worse, as the Coreblox Death Speaker on its own generated more Robux than everything put on sale during the Hunt 2 combined, multiple times over. So we saw less visits and less sales, likely leading to a significant drop in revenue, all while Roblox added around $1 million to the budget. Social media engagement is important here because a big goal of this event seemed to be to appeal to and bring in new outsiders and investors. With the game's visits and sales dropping significantly, then perhaps generating new users, investors, and outsider hype could make up for it. Like Costco hot dogs, they're a loss leader as they lose money selling them, but it gets people into Costco to buy other products that generate profits. Maybe Roblox's goal, or fallback, was to have the Hunt 2 be a loss leader by creating a massive social media event that attract outsiders and investors that earn profits in the long run. We've seen people like Mr. Beast throw these huge tournaments with millions in prize money generate tons of hype and new viewers, so maybe Roblox hoped that happened. A good way to measure that is by looking at Roblox's social media engagements and stock price to see if there was a large boost during the Hunt 2. Once again, unfortunately for Roblox, there was not much of an increase at all, if there was any, for both social media engagement and stock. Roblox's most popular tweet regarding the Hunt 2 had around 15,700 combined engagements and 1.1 million views, which isn't a mind-blowing number. It's lower than other event tweets they've made, and the rest of their tweets saw fairly uninspiring engagements too, with some failing to reach 1,000 likes. Their TikTok saw pretty solid engagements, but again, it didn't reach any record highs and got outperformed by random non-event related vids. Same thing happened with their Instagram Reels, which performed alright, but they were outshined by several posts that didn't involve a $1 million plus budget. Roblox stock also didn't see any increases that indicate maybe a bunch of new investors coming on board or current investors believing the Hunt was something special. Nothing indicates high amounts of outsiders or new investors being brought in that could spell long-term revenue or profitability. If anything, the numbers stayed mostly the same. So the visits dropped, the sales dropped, the social media engagements didn't see much of a change, and it doesn't appear it brought in many new investors or users. The overall hype was way lower, and that can be clearly seen in the Google Trends page when comparing Roblox The Hunt searches to last year. It's way down compared to last year by a lot of points too, not just by a few, which again is not ideal when adding so much money to its budget. All of that is not ideal for an event as expensive as The Hunt 2, but there was still the grand finale livestream that could have made up for it. The finale appeared to have been the last hope for the Hunt Mega Edition to live up to its gigantic price tag, and I suspect it didn't even come close. For Roblox's streams, they hovered around like 25,000 concurrent viewers across all platforms, not just on YouTube or Twitch alone. YouTube was usually in the 12,000 range, TikTok around 5,000, and Twitch around 4,000, which seems like an incredibly low amount for a tournament with a $1 million prize. Even when adding on everyone else's viewers like KreekCraft, who was slightly under Roblox's viewers the entire time, it's still not where you'd expect it. Let's give it a generous average of around 50,000 concurrent viewers across all channels on all platforms, and even that sounds low with $1 million on the line. To put things into perspective, random KreekCraft streams when Roblox crashes get 2 times more concurrent viewers than the Hunt 2 did during the final battle. Roblox's stream was pretty well done too, but with that comes even more expensive costs like those color-coded computers matching the contestants' custom clothes. With a budget as large as the Hunt 2's with its $1 million prize and huge stream, you'd want way more than like 25,000 viewers across your channels. The YouTube stream did bring in over 400,000 total viewers over its duration, but again, that might pay for a computer or two and isn't what you'd want from $1 million. To put that into perspective again, KreekCraft has random streams that obviously don't have as much money put into them that get around the same views. It also didn't help that they streamed it on a school day during school hours in North America and provided no ads on the Roblox website and minimal outside of it. I've seen a lot of people say they didn't know it was happening and that it was poorly advertised, and I agree on that. I don't think they advertised when it happened nearly enough. The views are good, but they're not $1 million plus good in any way, whether it be for profitability or signifying high amounts of new long-term interest. The Hunt 2 performing so underwhelmingly is kinda sad since the event wasn't terrible from what I've seen, and the finale stream was decent too. I didn't play the event, so I have no personal review, but those I've spoken to and seen talk about it seem to have thought it was decent. The stream was decent as well, maybe a little slow at points with all the sit-down chats, but nowhere near as boring as the 2022 Innovation Awards. I thought the commentary was good too, not Vin Scully highs, but not Leia Hextall lows, and it felt like an NHL or NFL game with the 3-person setup. Although the main lobby looked the same as many other main event lobbies, the different zones looked amazing and featured some of the cooler builds I've ever seen. Outside of the main lobby's reused style, event builds have almost always been really good, and the Hunt 2 is no exception, as the zones had crazy looking stuff everywhere. From a consumer perspective, things seemed good, and although it wasn't as good as most egg hunts, it was better than most other recent events. The issue lies more on Roblox's end because I don't think this performed anywhere near as well as it should have with all the money poured into it. I think Roblox saw what Mr. Beast does by making those massive tournaments for huge sums of prize money that pull in tons of views, engagements, and money. Roblox probably thought they could recreate that success simply by throwing a ton of money and a live stream tournament at its audience. Gameplay wise, outside of the mega tokens, this was just another boring repetitive dev hunt but on a smaller scale with no story and nothing new to it. Calling it the Hunt Mega Edition and keeping its visual and gameplay structure so similar to the Hunt 1 was also a really bad idea given how bad the Hunt 1 was. So many people have a negative association with the Hunt 1 that it immediately killed a lot of people's interest upon reveal, including mine. What Roblox did was basically reuse a disliked event identity, give it the same gameplay loop with a cool token side quest, and throw $1 million in a stream onto it. They didn't provide anything new, engaging, or interesting enough to the gameplay, brand, or story to generate enough interest to make that huge cost increase worth it. An egg hunt on a $500,000 budget probably could have been the best event of all time and would have created so much social media buzz with players and outsiders alike. Roblox relied too much on the prize making the event popular than the event being fun and captivating enough for it to become popular. The prizes aren't what make events good or bad, and Egg Hunt 2019 is a good example of that, as it had some of the best eggs ever, yet everyone hated it. The money could have been used to create multiple insane events that would have gotten way more revenue and outsider/investor interest, but they chose to make it a one-off prize. There were so many missed opportunities on the marketing side and the event creation side that sadly led to this being an underwhelming experience for almost all parties. Maybe the Hunt 2 was profitable and I'm wrong about that, but judging by all the analytics, I have a feeling this was severely disappointing for Roblox. Roblox could have created something fresh, or better yet, return to real egg hunts that we've been asking for years to help generate or even maximize interest. Imagine a one original game egg hunt with a $1 million prize for one of a select few finalists, and how much bigger that would have been. Instead, Roblox just threw money at a boring slop event, and it seemed to have failed so massively that it may have even failed at being a loss leader.